You know, there's a moment in life when we start to look at things a little differently. Maybe the pace slows just a bit. Maybe we finally have the time to take a breath and really think about what matters most. And somewhere in those thoughts, the question of retirement creeps in. Not in a way that feels heavy or scary, but more like a quiet nudge, asking, are we prepared for this next chapter? If you've found yourself wondering about that lately, you're absolutely not alone. In fact, you're right where you should be. And today, we're going to talk about it together, in a way that feels clear, encouraging, and most importantly, practical. Now, let's just be honest from the start. The word retirement can carry a mix of emotions, can't it? For some, it feels like freedom. Finally, time to travel, to spend lazy mornings with a good cup of tea, or to dive into hobbies that were always put on the back burner. For others, it might bring up a bit of worry. Questions about whether savings will be enough, what life will really look like without the routine of work, and how to make sure we're not just getting by, but truly enjoying these years. Wherever you are on that spectrum, it's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's a great place to start. Let's think of retirement planning not as a big, complicated puzzle, but as a conversation, just like we're having right now. It's about understanding a few key things and making choices that feel right for you. And the good news is, it's never too late to make those choices. Whether you've been saving for years, or you're only now starting to seriously think about it, there is always a step forward, always. One of the first things to really understand is that retirement isn't just about money. I know, it's tempting to think of it that way. And of course, finances are a big part of the picture. But retirement is about creating a life that feels meaningful, and fulfilling. Money is simply one of the tools that helps us do that. So, before we even get into savings and pensions, let's talk about something even more important. Your vision for this next chapter of life. Take a moment, if you will, to imagine what an ideal day in retirement looks like for you. Really picture it. Are you waking up to the sound of birds outside your window, taking a leisurely walk through your neighborhood? Maybe you're spending time with your grandchildren, watching them grow and hearing their laughter fill the house. Perhaps you've always dreamed of learning to paint, or tending a garden, or even joining a local club to meet new friends. Whatever that picture looks like, hold on to it, because that's the foundation of your plan. When you know what you're working toward, the steps to get there start to feel a lot clearer now. Once you have that vision in your mind, it becomes easier to ask yourself, what will it take to make that vision a reality? This is where we gently bring money into the conversation. But don't worry, we're not diving into complicated spreadsheets or financial jargon. Instead, we're just looking at your lifestyle. Think about what brings you joy and what you'd like to be able to afford in retirement. It might be travel, or maybe just the comfort of knowing your bills are covered, and there's still room for a little treat now and then. Understanding your desired lifestyle helps you get a rough idea of what kind of income you'll need, and from there, you can start to look at what you already have in place. Maybe it's a workplace pension that's been quietly growing over the years. Maybe you've got some savings tucked away, or investments you've made along the journey. It's all part of the bigger picture. And here's the thing, it's never about perfection. It's about progress. There's a saying I love: the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Retirement planning works a lot like that. If you started saving early, that's wonderful. But if you're only just now focusing on it, today is still a great day. To begin, every step you take today builds a stronger tomorrow. And let's not forget, retirement isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. Some people dream of quiet days at home, while others can't wait to explore new places or take up exciting hobbies. What matters most is that your retirement looks the way you want it to. This is your time, your chapter, and your chance to shape it in a way that feels deeply satisfying. Something else to keep in mind is that retirement planning doesn't have to happen in isolation. In fact, talking things through with trusted friends, family members, or a professional can make a world of difference. Sometimes, just saying your hopes and concerns out loud helps them feel a little more manageable. And you might be surprised by the insights you gain from others who've walked this path before. Remember, this is not about having all the answers today. It's about starting the conversation with yourself and, when you're ready, with others who can support you. The goal isn't perfection, it's peace of mind. And that peace comes from knowing you're taking steps, however small, toward a future you can look forward to with confidence. Now, it's your turn. I want to hear from you. Have you thought about what your ideal retirement day looks like? What's something you've always dreamed of doing when you have more time? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else to take that first step toward planning their own fulfilling retirement. And hey, if you're part of our unstoppable community, help spread the word by sharing this video with your friends and family. Let's support each other in living our best, most joyful lives. Take a moment, if you will, to imagine what your ideal day in retirement looks like. Not just the big dreamy moments like that long-awaited trip or the big family gathering, though those are wonderful too. But think about the small, ordinary moments that make up a good day. Maybe it's waking up without an alarm clock, feeling no rush to be anywhere. Maybe it's tending to your garden, or meeting a friend for lunch, or simply sitting by the window with a book that you finally have time to read from cover to cover. These little pieces of joy, they matter more than we sometimes realize, because building a happy retirement isn't about extravagant plans. It's about filling your days with purpose and pleasure in ways that feel natural to you. Once you have that picture in mind, even if it's just a rough one, it becomes so much easier to make decisions. It gives you a direction. You start to ask, what do I need to support this kind of life? Maybe it's a certain amount of savings, or maybe it's finding part-time work that you enjoy. Not because you have to, but because it keeps you connected and engaged. Maybe it's considering where you live. Does your home suit your needs as the years go on? Would you like to be closer to family, or perhaps in a community with people who share your interests? These are not just financial decisions, they're life decisions. And when we approach them from the angle of what makes life meaningful, it all feels a little less overwhelming. It becomes less about numbers and more about creating a lifestyle that brings you happiness and peace of mind. Now, of course, we do need to talk about money. I want to do this gently, because I know it can feel like a sensitive subject. Many people worry that it's too late to make a difference, or they feel unsure about what steps to take. But let me tell you this, no matter where you are right now, there's always a way to improve your situation. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. One of the most empowering things you can do is simply get clear on what you have. I know it sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people avoid looking closely at their finances because they're afraid of what they'll find. But I promise you, knowledge is power. When you know what's coming in, what's going out, and what you've set aside, you can start to make informed choices, and it feels good, really good, to have that clarity. Start with the basics. What sources of income will you have in retirement? Maybe it's a state pension, maybe it's savings or investments, or perhaps even a small part-time job or rental income. Don't worry about the numbers just yet. Just make a list in your mind of what's there. And while you're doing that, think about your expenses too. Not just the essentials like housing, food, and healthcare, but also the things that bring you joy. Because remember, retirement isn't just about surviving, it's about living well. Sometimes, when people do this exercise, they realize they're in a better position than they thought. Other times, they spot gaps that they can start to fill. Either way, it's progress. And every step you take toward understanding your financial picture is a step toward peace of mind. Something else that's really worth thinking about is flexibility. Life, as we know, doesn't always go according to plan. Unexpected expenses can pop up, or plans might change. Building flexibility into your retirement plan means you're prepared for those twists and turns. It might mean having a small emergency fund set aside, or it could be about keeping your living costs manageable so you're not stretched too thin. Flexibility is like giving yourself breathing room. It keeps the stress at bay and allows you to adapt with ease when things shift. And while we're on the topic of breathing room, let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention: your health. Good health truly is one of the most valuable assets in retirement. After all, what good is free time if you don't feel well enough to enjoy it? Taking care of yourself, staying active, eating well, keeping up with medical checkups, this is just as important as saving money. Actually, it's more than important, it's essential. Because the healthier you are, the more freedom you'll have to enjoy the things you love, without as many limitations. What I love about focusing on health is that it's something you can start improving right away, no matter your age or current condition. Maybe it's a short daily walk, or finding a local group exercise class that's fun and social. Maybe it's as simple as making small changes to your diet, or staying on top of your doctor's advice. These small steps add up over time, and they pay dividends just like a good financial investment. And here's something I truly believe: retirement isn't an end, it's a beginning. It's the start of a chapter where you get to prioritize yourself in a way you might not have had the chance to before. It's about waking up and knowing that your time is yours to shape. That freedom is priceless. And by taking even small actions today, whether it's looking over your finances, thinking about your ideal day, or making that doctor's appointment, you're building the foundation for a retirement that feels not just comfortable, but genuinely joyful. Now, it's your turn. I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these steps before? Maybe you've already started mapping out your retirement dreams, or perhaps you've made some changes to your daily routine to support your health and happiness. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else to take charge of their future. And hey, if you're part of our wonderful community, help spread the word by sharing this video with your friends and family. Let's support each other in living our best, healthiest lives. When you know what's coming in, what's going out, and what you've set aside, you take back control. It's a bit like switching on the lights in a dark room. You can finally see where you are. And from there, you can figure out the best way forward. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Start by looking at your current income sources. Maybe it's a pension, or some savings, or even part-time work or rental income. Write it all down so it's clear and in front of you. Then, have an honest look at your expenses. Think about what you spend each month, from groceries to utilities. to those little treats you enjoy, like a meal out or a hobby that brings you joy. There's no need to strip away all the pleasures of life in the name of saving. Quite the opposite, really. The aim is to balance the essentials with the things that make life rich and enjoyable. Once you have a clearer picture, you might start noticing opportunities, places where you could save a little more, or perhaps investments you hadn't considered. And if that word, investments, feels a bit intimidating, don't worry. It doesn't have to mean risky ventures or complicated financial products. Sometimes, the smartest investment is simply paying down debt or choosing a reliable savings account with decent returns. And if you're unsure, it's always a good idea to speak with a trusted financial advisor, someone who can guide you in plain language and help you make choices that fit your comfort level. But beyond the numbers, there's something else I want to talk about. It's the emotional side of retiring, the part we don't always speak about openly, but which matters just as much, if not more. Work, for many of us, isn't just a paycheck. It's a routine, a sense of purpose, even a social circle. Stepping away from that can feel like a loss, and it's perfectly natural to have mixed feelings about it. You might feel excited one day, then a bit uncertain the next. That's why it's so important to think about how you'll stay connected and engaged in this new chapter. Retirement is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a beautiful new one. It's the perfect time to rekindle old interests or discover new ones. Maybe you've always loved painting but never had the time. Maybe you've thought about volunteering or joining a local club. These activities aren't just pastimes, they're lifelines. They keep your mind sharp, your heart full, and your days meaningful. And let's not forget the people around you. Relationships are a huge part of a happy retirement. Staying connected with family, friends, and your community can make all the difference. Even something as simple as regular phone calls, shared meals, or local meetups can bring so much joy into your life. Don't hesitate to reach out, even if it's just for a chat. Chances are, the person on the other end will be just as happy to hear from you. This is also a wonderful time to think about the legacy you want to leave behind. And I don't mean this in a heavy way. Legacy isn't just about money or possessions, about the memories you create, the wisdom you share, and the love you pass on. Maybe it's taking the time to write letters to your grandchildren, sharing your life stories and lessons, or passing down a family recipe, or teaching a younger family member a skill you've mastered over the years. These are the treasures that truly last. You see, retirement planning is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about making choices today that will help you wake up tomorrow with a sense of purpose, security, and excitement for what the day holds. It's about creating a life that feels good, not just financially, but emotionally and socially as well. And remember, this is your journey. There's no one-size-fits-all plan, no perfect formula that applies to everyone. What matters is what feels right for you. Some people dream of quiet days in a cozy home. Others look forward to adventure and travel. Some want to work part-time doing something they love, while others prefer to fully embrace leisure. All of these are wonderful choices. The key is to make sure your retirement reflects you, your values, your dreams, your happiness. Now it's your turn. I want to hear from you. Have you thought about what your ideal retirement looks like? Are there steps you've already taken that have helped you feel more prepared? Maybe you've discovered a hobby that's brought new joy into your life, or found clever ways to make your money stretch a little further. Whatever your story, share it in the comments below. Your experiences could inspire someone else to take charge of their future. And if you're part of our growing, unstoppable community, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Let's keep this conversation going and support each other in building the retirement we all deserve. Maybe you've thought about volunteering or joining a local club. Maybe it's as simple as spending more time with your grandchildren, sharing stories and moments that will become precious memories for them and for you. These connections, these little joys, they are the real treasures of retirement. And the wonderful thing is, they don't require a big budget, just a bit of time, attention, and heart. You see, what truly sustains us isn't just financial security, but emotional wealth too. It's feeling part of something, having reasons to get up in the morning with a smile, knowing you're valued and connected. I can't stress this enough. Don't underestimate the power of community. Whether it's neighbors, old friends, or new acquaintances you meet along the way, these relationships will carry you through the ups and downs of retirement life. And speaking of ups and downs, let's be honest, there will be both. Even with the best plans in place, life can surprise us. Unexpected expenses might pop up, health challenges may arise, or you might simply find that you need to adjust your plans as you go. That's okay. Flexibility is one of the greatest strengths you can have in retirement. Give yourself permission to adapt, to shift your sails when the winds change, and to embrace the journey with an open heart. It's helpful to think of retirement not as a single destination, but as a series of seasons. Some seasons are vibrant and busy, filled with travel, activities, and family gatherings. Others are quieter, giving you time for reflection, rest, and slower days. Both are valuable. Both are part of a well-rounded, fulfilling life. And remember, this is your time. After decades of responsibilities and hard work, you've earned the right to enjoy your life on your own terms. If there's something you've always wanted to try, no matter how small or simple, go for it. There's no better time than now. Whether it's taking up yoga, learning to play an instrument, or finally writing that family history, let curiosity lead the way. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought that I hope will stay with you. Retirement isn't about winding down, it's about opening up. Opening up to new experiences, to deeper relationships, to simple pleasures that light up your days. It's about living fully, with intention and joy, and cherishing the moments that make life truly rich. And now, I'd really love to hear from you. What does your ideal retirement look like? Have you started planning? Or maybe you've already stepped into this exciting chapter of life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else who's walking the same path. And if you found this video helpful, please do share it with your friends and family. Let's build a community where we lift each other up, encourage one another, and make the most of every single day. After all, the best chapters are the ones we write together.